Hey, I'm DJ Av, and today we are going to create some leads using ElectraX 2. So smash that like button. Let's get to it.
Traptendo.
So, what's in front of us again is Electra 2, but this will work in ElectraX as well as these techniques will work in other VSTs as well, or soft synths of all kinds, or hardware. So, the sound I was playing in the track was a Sawtooth, and I'm going to give away a free download as well for everybody. So, and it's going to be this preset from the track that was playing called that. So how do we get that sound in particular for those who want to learn how to do this? First of all, just reset all, initialize the plugin, and now we have a Sawtooth just playing at the lower. There we go. Now we're on C3 at the root scale, and the actual scale itself, like in that music in general, is the Bavarian scale, which is derivative of like D, D sharp, A sharp. So yeah, that's some pretty interesting stuff there. So we're halfway there here. It is, I want to note to everybody that pulse width in ElectraX and Electra 2 controls the detune, which is what that sound is made up for. But we do need some volume because this is not loud enough. Now it feels right. It feels a little bit right. Now there's some another easier thing to do to bring more presence to your leads in general, to your detuned saw leads that kind of they exist in everything electronic music wise. So adding that reverb makes it bigger. So to kind of dial down that effect, because I do like it, I need to dial down the decay within this big reverb. So I did select the reverb, and my choice was reverb big. So make sure that it's in master effects as well. I don't want it over diluting that sound. So there's two ways you could do that. You could do that in the mix too as well. So, you know, so it's not so overbearing or drowning out the other harmonics in that waveform. Now we're going to work on the tone. I'm going to turn up the octave. And I just pressed the transpose button on my MIDI keyboard here, the Core Tactile. But we just want to make sure that it's as spooky as possible, because the Bavarian scale is a dark scale. It's a centuries old scale, but man, it sounds so good. And it is, you know, redefined itself in trap music with the help of Shawty Red and Zaytoven. So now we're going to look at this filter. We're going to change it to 12 dB, and then we're going to do some cool stuff like turning down the cutoff, which will change the sound again. As you can see, that's like 3 different leads, ways to do leads, like, you know, in Trap House and all the other classics from Gucci Mane. So there we go. From there, we're going to add velocity, and the velocity is going to control the exact velocity on your MIDI keyboard. If you don't, you know, use a MIDI keyboard, this was also still cool for you to edit in the piano roll via velocity. And we're going to add cutoff to that velocity. As you can see, if you look at the filter 1, nothing is happening. Now where we're at is the My Matrix. So movement is, this is where you map your movement to your parameters. via different sources. Now, as you can see now that I dialed in the amount from, you could go all the way up to 0 to 100 to 0 to negative 100. It will affect it in different ways. So if I was to move this cutoff right here, like right here, since it's negative, we have that particular feel again. There are some more things that you could do to make this fatter, and we're gonna turn on another oscillator here, and we're going to do another ultra saw, and we're gonna mess with the pulse width again. Again, in other VSTs that you might use to sound design and wherever you want, this stuff can affect yourself, so it translates over to that. So from there, pulse width is unison. That sets the unison voices, but in particular the detune. Full trick here, turning on sync will map it to the specific BPM that you're at. You can also hear like some lower frequency content background there, so you can turn that down. Now you don't have it, but you still have that loudness. But it's important that you have your, the octave set different in the second one. It is almost fattened it. And then also within the master EQ here, you can add in some mid. Let's add some mid in there. Now it becomes more squelchier, but another trick is, again, visiting my matrix, set another velocity source to the cutoff, to the resonance. So we're going to use some resonances, which is right here. It's located right here. And we are going to add some resonance. We're going to add an amount there. And then we're going to turn the resonance up. And let's see how it affects the sound. There's some other things you could do. You have smart unison here. Adds more fatness to it. I don't want to mess with that feedback in this one. And if you want to, just be a little bit more. Let's mess with some. No, I don't want it. I'm not going to go that far. But yeah, that's basically about it for that. But now we're going to do another sound. We're just going to mess with a Zaytoven sound real quick. And I'm going to run right through that. Here we go. So we're going to reset all initial off, and we're going to, instead of just going, we're going to select a square. So we have a square here. Ooh, wait a minute. I saw an even better square. SMC square. No, I'm not gonna do that one. I'm going to do this one. So now we have this square, and then you can see that in the oscilloscope. Now we have that. We're gonna go ahead and do something else that would be pretty cool. Octave. Now we're going to add the cutoff filter. Then we're going to add some glide. So when you go up, and what the glide is portamento for, you know, if you're using another VST or something like that, it might be labeled as portamento. Now, you know, of course, we can do the exact same thing in terms of adding velocity to the cutoff. And of course, that will have a really cool effect on this. Now it has that Zaytoven type ornamental feel to it. But of course, you know, another thing again, how important a reverb is to bringing out the presence to it. But you don't want it to be so damp with reverb. So you'll dial, you know, attenuate mix knob in the master effect. And there you have like a pretty simple square. Again, you know, it's all about layering as well. So you can layer this thing up to where it needs to be. And the second sound that you want to use here that will is a sine. Turn on the decay. Of course, resonance again will do something. I might just do velocity again on this, just so I don't have that particular sound over and over again, because that has a particular play on a listener's ears, regardless if they're just like a music lover or not. You know, that vibe does help with all types of listeners. So we're gonna go ahead and dial back the amount. Chorus again, dialing in some mid, just to get the detail of the sound. You always can adjust the cutoff, adjust other parameters as well, like got some smart unison. Usually doesn't work very well with squares. Square sounds, especially sine and square. Whoa! Damn! Actually sounds very cool. Man, I'm eating my words here. So basically, there you go. Here, and I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that because I think I can tweak that in many different things there. So if you want to save your preset, here's a very important tip here. Save it for last, right? The best for last. Saving your patch that you just did. You just go to File, Save Patch, and I'm gonna call this, of course, Zay Higgy. Yeah. Zaytoven. Of course, he used, I believe, for many of his times, he used the Korg Kronos. Very expensive keyboard. Very cool keyboard at that. I love Korg stuff. But, yeah, that and the Oasis. Another cool Korg keyboard. So, yeah, anyways, hope you enjoyed this, guys. Those are two sounds there. Again, the link will be in the description box for the two presets that are free download. Thank you so much for your time. I'm DJ Av. Take it easy. Have a good day. And we are out of here. Stamp. Stamp.
Crab-tendo.
Stamp though.